There is a simple word that has the power to transform an ordinary day into a sacred one. That word is thank you. At first, it may seem too simple. How could such a small phrase hold the power to change a life? But this is the essence of a profound spiritual secret. Gratitude unlocks the flow of prosperity. When we say thank you with sincerity, we are aligning our hearts with the infinite abundance that is already present in the universe. Masaharu Taniguchi, the founder of Seicho-No-Ie, often reminded us that complaining is like closing the windows of the soul, while gratitude is like opening them wide to let in the sunlight. A complaining heart sees only what is missing, and the mirror of life reflects that lack again and again. But a grateful heart sees the blessings already present, and life responds by multiplying them. Gratitude does not create abundance. It reveals the abundance that was there all along. Think about it. How do you feel when someone thanks you sincerely? Even for a small gesture, when another person expresses true gratitude, your heart opens and you naturally want to give more. The universe responds in the same way. When we are thankful for what we already have, no matter how little, the flow of blessings increases. When we complain about what is missing, we block the very source we are longing for. There was once a woman who lived constantly saying, "I have nothing. My life is miserable. Nothing ever goes right for me." Her days were heavy, and the reflection she saw in life was equally heavy. But after encountering Seicho-No-Ie, she decided to try a new practice. Each morning, instead of beginning with complaints, she whispered, "Thank you for this new day. Thank you for the air I breathe. Thank you for the food I will eat. Thank you for the people around me." At first it felt forced, almost artificial. But with time, something changed inside her. She began to notice details she had ignored before. The smile of a child, the beauty of a flower, the strength of her own body. Her heart grew lighter, and as her inner world shifted, so did her outer world. Opportunities appeared, her relationships improved, and she discovered that prosperity had always been waiting for her gratitude to open the door. This is why Taniguchi taught that gratitude is a spiritual law. It is not about pretending everything is perfect, but about recognizing that beyond appearances, there is always something to be thankful for. Even in times of difficulty, gratitude affirms the presence of divine order. By saying thank you, even in challenges, we are declaring our trust in the true image, the perfect reality that exists beyond the shadows of the phenomenal world. Gratitude is not only about saying words, it is about cultivating a state of awareness. When we live in gratitude, even ordinary things become extraordinary. A simple meal becomes a banquet when we recognize the effort of the earth, the sun, the rain, the farmers, and the hands that prepared it. A single smile can brighten our whole day when we stop to truly appreciate it. Gratitude teaches us to see what was always there, hidden under the veil of habit and forgetfulness. In daily life, it is easy to fall into the trap of comparison. We look at what others have and feel that we are lacking. But comparison blinds us to our own blessings. Gratitude, on the other hand, clears the vision. Instead of saying, "I don't have what they have," we learn to say, "Thank you for the life I have been given. Thank you for the path that is mine. Thank you for the lessons that shaped me." This shift may seem small, but it changes everything. The mirror of life cannot reflect abundance to a heart that insists on seeing only scarcity. But when the heart acknowledges even the smallest gift, abundance begins to flow. There was a testimony shared in Seicho-No-Ie of a man who was drowning in debts. He lived in constant worry and bitterness, repeating to himself, "I will never escape this situation. I am doomed." His words and thoughts were filled with despair, and the mirror of life reflected more reasons to despair. One day, however, he heard the teaching that gratitude unlocks prosperity. He decided to try it, even though it felt impossible. He began each night by writing down 10 things he was grateful for, even the smallest things, like the air conditioner working on a hot day, the kindness of a stranger, or the fact that he still had food on his table. At first it seemed meaningless, but slowly his heart changed. He noticed possibilities he had ignored before. He saw new ways to manage his business, and people came into his life who offered help. Within a year, his situation had dramatically improved. He often said later that gratitude did not pay his debts, but it changed his heart, and that change reflected in the opportunities that came. This is the power of gratitude. It does not deny problems, but it transforms the way we see them. And when perception changes, solutions appear. A grateful heart is not blind to difficulties, but it sees beyond them. Gratitude recognizes that even in the storm, there is a hidden blessing, and by recognizing it, the storm begins to calm. Taniguchi often said that gratitude is the highest form of prayer. When we say thank you, we are affirming that God's love is already at work, even before we see results. Complaining is saying, "I do not believe in divine order." Gratitude is saying, "I trust that everything is unfolding perfectly." And the mirror of life, as always, reflects back the image we place before it. Gratitude is not limited to words spoken in prayer. It is a way of living that can transform every area of our existence. In relationships, for example, many conflicts arise because people focus on what they believe the other person lacks. They say, My partner never does this, or my family doesn't give me that. These thoughts act like dust on the mirror of life, clouding the reflection with disappointment and criticism. But when we choose gratitude, the mirror begins to shine. By affirming, thank you for the love that surrounds me, thank you for the kindness in my partner, thank you for the harmony of my family, we call forth those very qualities. Instead of demanding love, we reflect love, and love is reflected back to us. Health also responds to gratitude. A person who is constantly repeating, I'm sick, I'm weak, I have no energy, places those images before the mirror, and the body reflects them. But someone who awakens each day saying, thank you for the life that flows through me, thank you for my breath, thank you for the strength in my body, begins to experience renewal. Gratitude energizes the soul, and the body responds. Many testimonies within Seicho-No-Ie tell of healing that began with simple words of thanks. By recognizing the divine life already present, the body aligns with that truth and reflects vitality. Even prosperity follows this law. Complaints close the door to opportunities, but gratitude opens it wide. A person who constantly complains about their salary, their boss, or their work environment reinforces scarcity, and life mirrors it with stagnation. But when we begin to say, thank you for this work that sustains me, thank you for the talents I can develop, thank you for the opportunities that are coming, the mirror responds with growth. Life begins to show us possibilities that were invisible before. New doors open, new people appear, and abundance flows. There was a woman who used to complain endlessly about her small house. She envied the homes of others and often said, I'm ashamed of where I live. Her words and thoughts only deepened her dissatisfaction. But after learning the practice of gratitude, she decided to change. Every day she said, thank you for this home that protects me. Thank you for the walls that shelter me. Thank you for the space that is mine. Slowly, her heart softened. She began to care for her home with love, decorating it with flowers, cleaning it with joy, and inviting others with pride. As her gratitude grew, so did her life. Within a few years, she was able to move to a larger house, one she had once thought impossible. She always said that the new house was not the result of luck, but of gratitude that transformed her life from within. This is the spiritual secret. Gratitude aligns us with the true image, the perfect reality created by God. When we affirm, thank you, we are not begging for blessings. We are declaring that blessings are already here. The mirror of life reflects that recognition, and what was once hidden becomes visible. When we live with gratitude, life itself becomes a continuous prayer. Every breath, every step, every encounter turns into an opportunity to say, thank you. Gratitude does not depend on circumstances being perfect. It reveals that perfection is already present in every circumstance. To be grateful is to polish the mirror of the mind until it reflects only the light of the true image, shining without distortion. Taniguchi often reminded us that even when appearances suggest loss or difficulty, gratitude connects us to the deeper reality of abundance. It is not a matter of denying pain, but of affirming that beyond it there is meaning, growth, and blessing. Gratitude lifts us out of fear and places us in harmony with the rhythm of divine life. It unlocks the flow of prosperity because it tunes our hearts to what is already infinite and complete. So carry this teaching into your own life. Begin and end each day with gratitude. Say thank you, not only for what seems good, but also for what challenges you, for it too carries a hidden gift. As you practice this, the mirror of life will not delay in reflecting your new image, and abundance will flow where once you saw only lack. And if you have walked with me until the very end, it means this message has spoken to you in some way. Let us keep walking together. Subscribe to the channel so these teachings can continue to reach your heart and illuminate your days. And if you are still here right now, let me know in the comments by writing, "Gratitude opens the way." It will be beautiful to see who shared this moment with me. If this reflection brought you clarity or peace, leave a like. It's a gentle way of showing that our connection mattered. And since you are here, there's another video right next to this one that continues this journey. Click and join me there. Our conversation doesn't have to end now. Gratitude is not just a mental exercise, it is a spiritual act. When we say thank you, we are not only acknowledging the visible gifts in our lives, we are tuning our hearts to the divine frequency of abundance. Taniguchi explained that gratitude is the polishing cloth that removes the dust of illusion from the mirror of our minds. Every complaint adds another layer of dust, obscuring the true image. Every expression of gratitude wipes that dust away until the mirror shines and reflects the perfect light of God's creation. In this way, gratitude is the recognition of divine order. It is saying, I trust that all is unfolding in harmony, even if I do not yet see the full picture. A grateful heart does not deny difficulties, but it affirms that behind every shadow there is light. Gratitude, then, is faith in action. It is the bridge between the imperfect appearances of the world and the perfection of the true image. By living in gratitude, we are not trying to create prosperity. We are allowing prosperity to flow freely, because it was always present in the divine reality. So let this teaching stay with you. Gratitude is not something we practice only when things go well. It is a way of living, a lens through which we see the world. When we begin to thank, even for what challenges us, life responds by revealing hidden blessings. When we thank for small things, they multiply. And when we thank for what we already have, we discover that abundance was never missing. It was only waiting for our recognition. Gratitude unlocks the flow of prosperity because it transforms the heart. A grateful heart cannot remain in fear, envy, or resentment. It vibrates in harmony with divine life, and the mirror of existence reflects that harmony back into every corner of our experience. To live in gratitude is to live already in heaven, even while walking on earth. So today, begin with a simple thank you. Say it for your breath.